So this is the Pentax K5 camera, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to make the most out of it in the quickest way possible. So the first thing that I want to show you is the program mode. One of the really cool things about this camera is you can put it in program mode and then yet still maintain full creative control over your aperture and your shutter speed simply by using the auto ISO. So for example, right here, I'm in program mode. When I wheel this button, it goes straight to aperture value. Aperture mode, so I can change my, concentrate on only my f-stop, and everything else gets taken care of. You can see that the ISO changes, but I can still see it in my control panel. So if I go, oops, I'm at 3200, now that's going too far. So I can stay within this range and then control my ISO. If I want to use my finger wheel, I can go like that and I'll change the shutter speed. So you can see on the top left it says TV or time value or shutter priority. And I think that's kind of cool because the ISO changes and it's pretty noiseless up into about 1600. So one of the key settings that we want to go to is we want to go to the, if you're shooting JPEG, now this doesn't really apply if you're shooting RAW, but if you're shooting JPEG, the one thing that you want to look for is down here, the mode of the color space. You definitely want to be in sRGB and not Adobe RGB. I've got other YouTubes that tell you why, but the basic reason is if you shoot in Adobe RGB, your reds are going to be duller because it won't show the full spectrum of deep red, and your violets are going to be, I guess, less violet. So we want to stick with sRGB, and then that's basically that. So in the Pentax K5, if I want to shoot in wireless mode, all I need to do is go down there, click on the lightning bolt, and you can see that I can choose my different flash modes. So I've got wireless and all these other ones flash on. Wireless mode is what we're going to pick, but we're not done there yet. We need to make sure that the pop-up flash, which is going to be the master commander that tells the other flashes when to fire, does not contribute to the exposure. And the way we do that is by going to the menu, and we're going to go all the way over to the custom functions right over there on the very far right, and right down here, number 21, flash and wireless mode. You can see I've already got it preset to 2. Now what flash and wireless mode means is that if I have it on, it's going to contribute to the exposure of the photograph, and I may not want that because I might want that really cool off-camera flash look. And unfortunately what will happen is if your pop-up flash is on, it's going to try to do a proper exposure from the front as well as the sides, and that's not going to look super cool. So we're going to put it in off, and now once we pop up the flash, the camera will be in wireless mode and controlling off-camera flash. Now this is the focus modes right here. You can put it on center spot, which is probably the favorite of professional photographers because you can focus using the center dot, hold your finger down on, and when you hold your finger down it's on auto exposure lock, then recompose so that everything fits nicely without letting go of your finger, and then fire the trigger, and then you'll have a nice focus. But the subject is not able to move. So under select, you can move the thumb wheel around and select which different spot you have. But this one's really interesting, the auto. The auto actually has not so bad of an algorithm. It would be between the top and the bottom for me personally. I would pick the top one because I'm used to that with Canons and Nikons. I would pick the top focus mode. And then let's go to live view, and I'm going to show you the different picture modes that come with this camera. So this button right here is the picture style, and once I click on that, you can see up on the info screen it'll tell me what the different styles are. So this is natural. I want you to watch that the blue area. See how it gets, this is black and white. See how the blue area gets really, really blue, and this is bright. And if I go to vivid, so this bleach bypass, this is all just kind of junky histogram looking stuff. Muted, vibrant. If I go to vibrant, you'll see that it's really, really blue on that underneath the counter. And once it's blue like that, I can't meaningfully reduce that blue and capture any of the information underneath it. In fact, you can barely kind of see what it says in that man cave sign. That's all turned out to blue. So what I want to do is I want to put the camera on natural. You can see on the left it's got the saturation, sharpness, edge contrast, and everything all on the regular flat zeros. Zeros all the way across will give me the ability to have the most versatile image. Again, you can always increase sharpness or saturation or contrast in post-processing, but you cannot decrease those. Once you've got them too sharp or too colorful or too blown out, you cannot go back and recapture the details. So that's your basic guide on the Pentax K5 K series of cameras. I hope this has helped you. This will get you some really great results right away, and that's basically the very simple starter setup for good results. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll constantly be bringing you new content. Thank you. Bye-bye.